All right, so I sent you guys the math meeting in an email, and I just wanted to kind of go over what the math meeting is because I know it's new to y'all. We do the math meeting prior to our math mini lesson and independent practice. I don't have a hundreds chart pulled up right now, but I kind of envision before going into the math meeting because we would always count to 100 before. I'm going to pull up a hundreds chart and then have them like point to the numbers and we're going to count together, counting to 100 so they can also see the numbers while we're counting. So after I do that, I'm going to hop over to the math meeting. And then, so with the math meeting, there's number of the day, circle the bigger number, one less, 10 more, one more, today's date, today's digital date, and the missing number. For the number of the day, if we're in a unit where it's zero, like we're how we start off, it's introducing 0 to 5. Whatever number we're introducing and going to be working with in our mini lesson, that's the number I pick for the number of the day. But then if it's not, like if we're doing adding or subtracting, I typically pick a number to review over. And this is something like we'll do year long, and then we can always kind of like build upon it. I'm going to show you how I do it, but if you guys have been, if there's a way that you can think to tweak it to make it better, share it or add on to it, add your own little twist to it, make it yours. So for the number of the day, I'm going to pick 2. In the beginning, sometimes I write the number first and then ask them, what number is this? And then they'll tell me 2. Or I might say the number of the day is 2 and then do the verbalization and walk them through how to write the number 2. And as the year progresses, once they've kind of got like the routine of it, I'll pick a mathematician and the mathematician might write all of it. Or I might pick popsicle sticks and have different kids do different parts of it and get up here. If they love writing on the board, and so they're always all about it. So they're always pretty active participants in this math meeting. So there's one less, 10 more, one more. I always do these out of order because I really want them listening to what I'm asking them. Because if I did them in the same order, they're going to memorize. They have the tendency to memorize. Oh, Miss Buckham always says one more first, and so they would automatically say the number that came after. Versus if I switched it up, it caused them to really like pause and switch. Because when I ask them like what one less is, I want them to give me a justification for it. I just don't like. Yes, I appreciate you knowing the answer, but I need a justification for it. So if they couldn't tell me what one less is, they're pausing on it. I tell them, hey, look at the number line and look at the number that comes before. So I want them to know one less is the number that comes before, one more is the number that comes after. And so if they instantly gave me the answer, I'd say, well, how do you know that? Well, it's the number one less. So if I put one down, one less is the number that comes before. And so that's kind of what I'm listening for on there. Or they might have said, well, I held up 2 fingers and I took one away and the number was 1. So I'm just kind of looking for reasonings behind how you knew that was the answer. Same thing with one more, looking at the number that comes after. And then again, I'm looking for that explanation. For 10 more, we did bunny hops, and if you have another terminology you use, again, feel free to use it. I would have them start at number 2 on the number line, and then we're going to do bunny hops is what I called it, and we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when we get to 10, that's the number we stop on, and we have those conversations. Make sure you're only doing one hop while you're counting. You're not adding extra numbers in there. And so then they would write the number 12. For circle the bigger number, I would put, like say if I did 2 and I did 4, I'd have them circle the bigger number, and I want them to tell me why that's the bigger number. How do you know that's the bigger number? Well, 4 is farther away from 0, or 4 comes after 2, which means the number is bigger, the number is more. So looking for that answer. For the missing number, sometimes I did the beginning number, I did the middle number or the end. It just kind of depended. And again, same thing, I switched it up so they really were thinking about what the answer was. If I did like the middle number and they weren't sure what it was, same thing. I'd tell them, like, find the number 3 and 5 on there, what number comes in between. And so we would have those conversations as well as what number comes before, what number comes after, and what number is in between. Just so, especially like with word problems, then they really need to know, what does more mean, what does less mean, what does before mean, what is after. So this is a really good way to help practice those words that they need to know and apply to either their word problems or whatever we're doing in math, if we're adding, subtracting, all of that. Hope that was helpful. Again, if you have any questions, you know I'm here.